Red 2 standing by, all four lit and in the green. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, where we're navigating our way through some tricky corridors infested with moblins. But thankfully we can shoot them in the butt and wind up taking them out. They can be a little bit challenging, and they've got very quick trigger fingers with, well, metaphorically speaking, because they use spears. And they are apparently supposed to be the bulldog-style moblins, which was the original design of moblins. They looked like bulldogs, and then they took on a more porcine appearance in later games. Which, okay, a little unusual, but there are bulldog moblins and pig moblins sharing some games. Through here. Apparently they're really not that durable against the hook shot. So we have to get around the water here. And there should be one more. No, there's not another one to deal with here, but there's one. Oh, there is. I just happened to avoid him. So this big one. Now, hang on, we might finally have a use. Look straight on. Yep, we can use our bomb chews to our advantage. 3 decent attacks will finish this guy off. Now that big club will knock you back here if you wind up getting hit by it. It's a pain to deal with, but that could be worse, all things considered. Nearly got maximum money again. We might need to buy a few more bombs along the way, ironically enough. And here we are, where we met Saria 7 years ago. Fond memories. Memories of better times. And a mysterious guest. Sheik is back. The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. Okay, to be fair, I'm gonna have to correct Sheik on this. There is a reason the nostalgia filter trope exists. In order to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest. So, interestingly, the Minuet of Forest appears to have been remixed into the theme that plays when you use the Ballad of Gales in Wind Waker. It's a nice little touch, and it's perhaps a homage to the fact that this was originally conceived as a wind-themed dungeon somewhere along the way. Lunk, I'll see you again. And there we go, Sheik has disappeared. And we can now make our way into the Forest Temple. Hookshot up here. And in we go. But we get a funny little visual glitch. The music in here is beautiful. It's just strange and haunting, and it just sort of sets the mood so well. It's just so different, such an eerie and interesting place. Mysterious spirits at work, sinister powers. It's just wonderful, honestly. So we've got our key, and we have a couple of Wolfos roaming around as well. So you can smack him in the tail again. And yeah, there we go. So this place, it feels like a gigantic mansion, honestly. It's styled very much like one, and it just has that feeling of something strange, something unusual. And you can also see that the swirling symbol that is on the wall up here is essentially designed to have that wind theme to it. It is meant to be well, it was originally a wind-themed dungeon, but then they switched it to the forest temple, because you can tell in Ganon's castle that there are wind-themed puzzles. So we get into our central room, and we will actually have an interesting cameo. So, I am very pleased to announce that with the magic of technology, as a cameo role, the parts of all 4 Poe sisters will have been played out by my cherished friend from Pokemon Emerald version, Joelle the Dustcloth. Don't worry, the Poe sisters themselves ultimately will be fine, because while we do have to defeat them, none of them actually die. And Joelle is going to be portraying a lot of the motion capture for them. So what does Navi say about this? The fires on the torches are gone. Seems like the ghosts took them away. Rightio, so if I remember correctly, we go up here. And there's a gold sculptor we can just go kablamo on. So yeah, it was indeed because of this game that I named my Dustclops Joelle. So, blue bubbles, guard against its blue flame with your shield. So, blue bubbles in the original Zelda would take away the use of your sword for a while. So, Stalfos. That's weird. So Stalfos can guard against Deku Nuts, which is actually kind of annoying. So, they will fight you using Z targeting tactics. If you're quick, you can break through their attacks. And defeat them quickly. So you do have a lot of tools to deal with enemies. But it all depends on how you play it out. You can just press through with the big Goron sword if you really want to. But it's not like Skyward Sword, where you can actually press the attack and get through their guard that way. So there we go. 2 Stalfos dispatched. It's easier to wind up taking them out one at a time using Z targeting tactics. We get a small chest. I presume this contains a key. Yep, couple of keys. So, let me see. What else do I need to do? This is the easier way to deal with those. Nicely done. Or nuts. But yeah, just the the architecture of the temples in general is one of my favourite things about these games. Just the way everything is designed, how it all comes together. It's so beautifully done. And this feeling like some creepy old haunted mansion. It's spectacular. You're always wondering what's around the corner. It almost feels haunted in its own way. It's obviously not the mandatory scary dungeon, like the Shadow Temple is, but with the music coming together with the atmosphere of the place, it's so well done. It just makes it very clear how much damage has been done by Ganondorf's minions. Just how much the evil influence has poisoned these places. So there's a well we can go down. But there's also something else we can get in here. Is it? No, it's the other room. Well, we can climb up here once we dispatch the Skull Walters. That should do the trick. Up we go. Everything sort of seems connected, and it really does feel like it's a properly designed place when you look at the map too. Like, it's not just random architecture. It's a properly thought out place. That it has some significance. And yeah, all the dungeons work really, really well in that sense. My personal favourite is the Spirit Temple. It always will be. But the way everything else works is just really nicely set up. I've always thought that the Forest Temple, for example, looks like Roman baths in terms of its architecture. It just has that really interesting, just shortly before the BCE point, that classical architecture from those old days. From the days of the Roman Empire and Greek power. And down it goes! Alrighty, so Skull Waltler goes kablamo. And then we can hookshot over here. We can hookshot to the vines. But if we step on this, this will drain that well down there. Let's see if we can... Okay, now, we can play the Scarecrow song to get over there. Not enough distance. We've got a lot of people who aren't pleased to see us, sadly. Alright, we're not fast enough. That ought to do, and the Octorok. There we go. That's taken care of that. Now, if I get in the right spot... There we go. We can get that. Oh, it's... I keep thinking it's a key. Now, there's a... Where is that skull? That's right. It's on the wall here. We've got most of the gold Skulltulas, I'm pretty sure. At least 3. So, now we can go over here and go down into the moat, and I think that gets us another key. Why do I keep calling it the moat? It's a well. I'm not doing very well in that regard. Okay, down the ladder. So right down here, we shouldn't encounter any enemies. I think we get a few recovery hearts. But interestingly, when it comes to the map, you'll notice that this is the only room on the first basement floor. There's a room in the second basement floor, but you look at the layout of the map, like that bit there. And that bit there. It really, really feels like the different wings of a mansion. And it just adds to the atmosphere of everything, I think. It's so nicely done. I think it's... Like, the Spirit Temple is my favourite, but I do genuinely think this is one of the best designed dungeons in the series. And it's a great way to kick everything off. Already got 3 keys. So now we don't need to take any shortcuts by opening up that eye switch. We would need the bow for that. But we're doing alright for ourselves. What's up here anyway? Whole lot of nothing. Might be a Skulltula, a gold Skulltula up here. Yes. You can just sort of see it moving. So that's where one of our gold Skulltulas is. So we'll deal with that. We'll deal with this. And there we are. We can now proceed through the rest of the dungeon because we have absolutely everything we need. It's a nice little loop through that area. So, what we're looking to do would be up here, I think, because that is our first locked door. What do we got ahead of us? Big Skulltula. Nothing too taxing. And we can go through here. Yeah. Oh, it's just such a nice touch. It feels like I'm just developing appreciation for this game all over again. Getting a certain delight in everything it does, the way it presents itself. The beautiful design. It's like you can really tell. Just like how A Link to the Past truly hits its straps when you enter the Dark World. This game picks up and amplifies everything when you become an adult. I'm just so glad I can share this with you. I'm not glad I have to share Navi's exposition with you. Thank you, Navi. There are arrows painted on the floor. So what we have to do is move these blocks around. I wonder if this has the original Fire Temple music that included the chanting or not. It would be interesting to see, but oh well. I mean, a lot of them do have the original Gerudo symbol, as I mentioned. I do like the newer one. I think that works much better because it's a little, things are a little stereotypical, if I'm honest. They've gone sort of desert dwellers, thieves and rogues in classic Bedlar gear and the like. It's a bit stereotypical in some senses. But we shall see what comes of all of it, and we shall start moving some blocks around. Now, do I have to go up the ladder to move the next one? No. I do have to go up the ladder to move it briefly, which I probably should have thought about. So you will have to go up the ladder we saw in here. I'm fairly certain there'd be some pretty nasty enemies in Master Quest. Maybe sometime I should do Master Quest. Highlights and or lowlights of the adventure. So that's a quick way back down. There's a treasure chest we can get by hitting that. Then we go through here. Now, interestingly, I found out from watching randomizers, I've never been able to play Ocarina of Time randomizers, on account of the fact I don't really have the ability to connect the equipment well. But I did find out from those that you actually need at least the Goron bracelet to push blocks. Otherwise, you can't. So these big blocks, you do at least need the Goron's bracelet to move around. It's kind of interesting. I suppose the game just sort of assumes you have that strength upgrade by default, and it sort of serves as the power bracelet. The silver gauntlets serve like the power glove that would be used in... actually in Oracle of Ages, because you get the Roc's Cape instead of the power glove in Seasons, and you didn't actually get the power glove in Link's Awakening. You just got a more powerful bracelet. Which is kind of interesting. It's really weird how some of these things wind up playing out. It is neat that we at least got to see the Roc's Cape again in Minish Cap, but interestingly it does not appear with the Roc's Feather. When you get the level 2 Roc's Feather in Four Swords Adventures, that actually lets you do a double jump. Now we get to one of the most famous rooms in the series, this peculiar, twisted hallway. How exactly does this work? It just really lends itself to the idea of the supernatural forces at work. You sort of look at where you are now, and you see that, and you just wonder what's going on. What sort of weird MC Escher-esque design is this? But it's like, imagine it this way. You can almost think that there's some sort of supernatural power, as if it is the spirits of the forest, or the spirits in the temple, making sure that the treasures within are protected from evildoers. It's some sort of special mechanism, because we obviously need to come back here with the bow to get the boss key there. But it's just so creative. It's so unique. We come into this room. We notice that painting. Hang on a moment. Let me try something. Oh, cool. That actually did work. That's really neat. Okay. Well, it definitely worked a lot better than I expected. Alright. Hang on. Where's he put me? Well, I'm Mario, so that's something, I guess. Well, I don't have my sword, but I can punch things, I guess? Dangerous up ahead, huh? Wait, you don't let me take anything? Oh, I miss the old man. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Well, let's talk to this other bomb thing. See what we can get. I haven't seen pink bombs before. Huh. Power stars? So those are our objectives, and wait, hang on. I can jump! I can jump! I can punch it. I can kick in the air. This is... I think I've just been able to jump on an enemy. My mind has been blown. Like, how many things can Mario do? Well, that was pretty handy. Then again, I suppose there are things I can do that Mario can't, so... What's this, though? Man, Mario has some weird stuff that he goes through it. I don't know why that's floating there. Okay, there's a signpost. Yeah, actually, what did that say? Righto. Huh, multicolored blocks. Mario breaks them instead of pushing them around, so... Well, there are these things. Did he say they were Goombas or something? Pretty easy to beat, but they're so odd. They're like something you'd see in a dream. Well, oh, big bubble of water. That's not nice. And this, well, this looks like my bomb. Yep, that's a bomb. And what is that? Something about it seems familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it right now. Anyway, let's have a look around. I know I've been collecting those coins and... Wait. Why did a number just appear? What's with that? Handy punch? Mario's pretty... There's one of those numbers again, but... Yeah, Mario must be pretty strong, or those enemies are pretty flimsy. Ah, more of those water bubbles. Oh, that stung a bit. Man, and... Ah, not again. Third time. I'm not good with these things. Oh, that really stung. But I guess the coins recover Mario's health? Okay, so he doesn't have hearts to pick up. Makes me wonder, did the coins come from the same place as hearts and things do when I defeat enemies? That's something I've never actually quite understood in all fairness. Man, it's tough work going up these hills. Wish I had those... Well, they're spoken of in legends, Pegasus boots. What's this thing? Can I break through that somehow? I can't jump on it. Oh! Oh, that smarts a little bit. How does he do that anyway? Well, it takes a little bit of getting used to this. Mario moves a little differently to me. But he's got some really good skill. Oh, I can actually properly jump over gaps and I can control it. You can go out of the way and stop firing the cannon. Maybe it fires on its own. I should have thrown the bomb at the cannon. But being able to jump and move around like this, a heart piece. Wait, not a heart piece? Okay. Close enough. It doesn't do anything at the moment. Well, there's that bomb they were talking about, the one I have to throw around. Well, Mario, I hope you're strong enough. I mean, you've got a pretty good punch, but what do you like at lifting? Alright, let's see. Obviously, I don't want to take him from the front, or else he'll throw me. Get around behind him and... Wow, Mario, you are strong. I probably need a power bracelet or something like that to lift this up. It looks heavy. It's not very good, whatever it is. It's not making much effort to attack me. I suppose I'm running out of its grasp, but it's really, really slow. And let's see. Hey, I think we defeated it. Huh. Well, there you go. And these star things. Well, that's what one of these is. Let's see what happens if I pick this up. Maybe I'll go back to the temple now. Here we go! Well, that was strange anyway. There's another one down here. Stick to the wall, because I want to show you something. See? There's a mysterious figure, one of our Poe sisters, in the painting. Get close. You'll hear that laughter. And you'll find that she's disappeared. And reappeared in that painting. You'll also find this torch. So, what we need to do is go into here, and it is time for battle against a Stalfos that can walk on thin air. Press the attack and kneecap him. Now we have two to fight, but I believe you do have to defeat them fairly quickly, because if you don't, they can revive one of them will revive. Oh, that frame rate was chugging like a frat boy on keg night. Okay, so Stealthos jump attacks take 2 hearts off. Be careful. Nicely done. They left themselves open, their guard was down, and they got kneecapped. And we got nuts. As in their dying breath, they left a curse. Nuts to you. But we have already achieved maximum nut. And now we are going to get what is generally one of the most important items in various Zelda games. The Fairy Bow. The bow is generally useful because you will need it to defeat evil. In the first Zelda, it is necessary to defeat Ganon because you have to hit him with your sword and then get him with the one silver arrow. In A Link to the Past, you must sort of do the same but just amplified. In Link's Awakening, you will need the bow for battles in the Face Shrine and in part to defeat the final boss. So if we come back here, we can line up an arrow and dispel those paintings. Once you have dispelled all 3, they can't hide in another one if there's only one left, but this makes the relevant Poe sister appear. Joelle is doing our stunt work for us. Now, the Poe sisters can become intangible even if you're not targeting them. Joelle, one of the Poe sisters, aim for her when she appears. Like I said, the Poe sisters are named after the Sisters of Little Women. Now, if I remember correctly... Yes, the Deku Nuts can make them reappear. And with her ability to take hits, Joelle has very kindly demonstrated what happens when you defeat a Poe sister. Joelle's excellent stunt work has allowed her to ride out those blows and work with us so that, well, nobody winds up getting hurt. She's a professional stunt Dusclops. Don't try it at home. We got another key. So yeah, don't try and mimic anything that Joelle does. She is a professional. She is an experienced stunt Dusclops who has done all this before. And you'll notice we're in a similar room. What's going to happen next? Who are we going to encounter? Dang it. So, we will wind up facing the second Poe sister. This is Beth. Now, if I get this right, there we go. So we'll wrap the episode up once we've defeated Beth. Because that should give us... I think this gives us the map. So we'll have her dispatched in no time using those tricks I showed you just a little bit earlier. It's actually very handy knowing that. Because it does speed a lot of things up. And there we go. 2 Poe sisters have been defeated. 2 of the torches have been restored. And we've got our next big chest. So this gives us This is the compass, I think. Should be... Yeah, well, it's the only thing in a big chest, apart from the boss key, that we need. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base. Oh god, that's still moving. I didn't realise that was still moving. I don't think I've ever been more annoyed to be rich in my entire life. We got there's $100 under my house? You must be hardened with fire. You ruined my line.